give us your name and your title.
Casey Wenzel, I'm the General Manager of MEMCO. I oversee all of our Texas operations.
And MEMCO is a what kind of company?
MEMCO is a construction-oriented staffing company. We primarily serve the commercial construction industry. That's been our niche since we opened in 1996. Although we do have customers that venture out into a number of different industries, everything from estimating and project managing, the white-collar end of it, to rolling egg rolls and packaging Rudy's barbecue sauce.
Okay. And today we just sat in a meeting where you signed an agreement and alignment with OSHA to do what?
We are the first staffing agency in the Houston metro area to form a OSHA alliance, and it's going to be a partnership working with OSHA to help better the community, better the construction community, help educate our customers and our employees on safety, and basically on who ultimately holds the responsibility on that job site for keeping the job site safe, keeping the workers safe, and just providing an avenue for information to get out there to everybody.
And MEMCO already does this type of training with your temporary or with your temp to perm folks already on construction sites. Is that correct?
To some degree, all of our new hires do go through a new hire orientation where they watch a safety video that was produced by the AGC, and they read a brief safety outline and have to complete a 10-question safety quiz. But the cultures and the work environments and the job sites and the trades and the industries are so vastly different throughout our base of customers that it's impossible for us to know the situation that this individual is walking into.
Understand.
And so when we furnish an employee to a customer, we'll furnish somebody that has the skill set or the requirements requested by that customer, but it's still the customer's responsibility to make sure that person is trained and up to speed with the culture of that company and has the tools and equipment that they need to do that job.
And so they do the site orientation and all the things that they need on that particular site for this individuals that you bring to them.
Yes, sir. They provide them the specific orientation, the specific details for the actual job or work site that they're going to be performing work at. And there's been a common misconception for many years with a lot of companies that use a staffing agency that by using a staffing company, they absolve themselves from having to do that training, from having to, worry about the safety of these employees. And in some of these companies' mindset, it's the staffing company's responsibility, and they view us as more of a subcontractor rather than a supplier. And so this is going to be a great vehicle for us to help educate those folks out there that still believe that the staffing company is the one that is ultimately responsible for the safety of the employee on the job site when it's really the supervising contractor.
And so this is in the worker's best interest as well as the company's best interest to understand that.
Yes.
And then to be able to deal with it in terms of training and everything that they have to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's in everybody's best interest. I would say maybe especially the workers. It prevents somebody on the job site from having a mindset that, maybe we're behind schedule, maybe we're over budget, we need to get this done quick. That's dangerous if we don't get the proper equipment over there to do it. Let's send one of the temporary employees to go take care of it instead of one of our own. And so just eliminating that mindset out there alone, I think will help better the industry.
So this agreement that you signed today then will provide for that training and that information flow that will help those individuals and also help the companies. Will you go to your clients as well and talk to them more about this particular activity that you've undertaken today?
Absolutely, absolutely. We're going to try to market this to the best of our ability and let all of our customers know that we have formed this alliance, and through this alliance we are going to have access to a series of different training modules provided by OSHA, things that we've not had access to in the past. You may have heard Jim mention as he was walking out a 3.5-hour introduction to OSHA inspections, and that alone would benefit a lot of our customers that instead of viewing an inspector coming on the job site as the Gestapo, they're going to hopefully understand that their end goal isn't to meet a quota and write citations. It's actually to improve the safety environment of the job site.
Great, great. Anything else you want us to know about this agreement and where it goes from here?
Well, it's we're really excited about it. It's especially dealing with a government agency, I'm almost flabbergasted at how smooth and fast we were able to roll this out and get this in place. It started in San Antonio. I guess the next one's going to be down in the Pasadena office, the south end of Houston. And then certainly we want to mimic the same thing in Austin and in Dallas. And we've approached it at a local regional level rather than going through the state. And that way we can try to keep each of these alliances tailored to that specific market and allow us more flexibility to make changes rather than having to worry about everybody in the state organization sign off on it.
So you provide these services in Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, Atlanta?
Yes, we've got a small office in Atlanta. That's where our physical locations are. Now, we actually have employees as far as Connecticut to Colorado, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and then our Atlanta office, they seem to do work everywhere except for Georgia lately. They're in Tennessee,
all
South
the
Carolina.
other states
Yeah,
around.
So we've only got offices in Texas and Atlanta, but we've got a lot of customers that operate elsewhere, and we'll typically take the MEMCO employee with them when they travel out of town.
Great. Okay, we appreciate your time and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good seeing you.